Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Today I have got this book which I will talk about. It's a book that I just finished reading. It is Matthew Perry's memoir. It got published about like 7 8 months back, and when I had got it, I was not expecting a lot from it. And now that I have read it, I'm completely blown by it. It's one of the most beautiful books I have read in recent times. It's his story that he has told, and the book is titled Friends, Lovers, and the Terrible Big Thing. So it's his journey. Um, so all of us know him as a star, one of the stars of Friends series, and everybody was shocked when he passed away at a young age of 53 last year. Now the thing is that once you start reading the book, you understand that he could have died 30 years back. So, not many people knew, at least in India, that Matthew Perry was fighting alcohol addiction, opioid addiction for many, many years. And in this book, he is very open, very candid, very honest. It is one of the most honest memoir that I have read. He lays it all out for you to see, and there are a lot of things that you can learn from it. And of course, the reason a lot of people would buy this book would be the Friends series, and there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff of Friends which is there. So let me just start from the beginning. It was 94 when uh, Matthew Perry was a struggling actor in Los Angeles, and he got cast as one of the leads of the series Friends. At that time, interestingly, a lot of people were auditioning for it, and when Matthew Perry read the synopsis of the series, it was, by the way, called Friends Like Us at that time, and the name remained Friends Like Us till they shot the first episode, and at the last minute they changed the name to Friends, and I think that's a great, brilliant idea. Matthew Perry was the last lead character to be cast. Everybody else was locked in, and one of his closest friends got the role of Chandler Bing. And at the last minute, his friend opted out, and the producers were in a great scramble who to cast. And Matthew Perry knew that this was his role because Chandler Bing was Matthew Perry, and he got cast, and the first episode was shot, and then the series premiered. In fact, when they had shortlisted the cast, they told all these six characters to spend few days together, get to know each other, become actual friends, and then they shot the series. So what you see on screen, the chemistry is actually real because they all became really good friends. And the producer of the series told them that, look, we have shot the series, the first season. Now, you guys, I want you to go out, have fun, go to Las Vegas, and this is the last time you would go as normal, anonymous people. Because once the series is on air, you will become celebrities and you would lose this privilege of being a normal, common human being. So they went on a trip to Los Angeles, Las Vegas, and they had a great time. And the series premiered, and obviously it was a big success. It is even today probably one of the most watched television series of all time. And the 10 seasons of the series have been watched in India also a lot. In fact, a lot of Indians, their first taste of Western lifestyle came from Friends series. And even today, it is actually one of the most popular series among Indians. So coming back to the series, one would imagine that the series is a big hit. All of these friends are stars, earning millions of rupees, millions of dollars. Nothing to worry about. Great success. Everybody clamoring for them. Paparazzi chasing them. But all this time, Matthew Perry was struggling with alcohol addiction. It started innocuously when he was 17, 18. He loved drinking, and it went on. You are young, you are drinking, and you don't really care about it. But along with alcohol, Matthew Perry also got onto opioid prescription drugs and later cocaine. So it's a lethal combination. And throughout those 10 years of Friends, uh, you may not be able to see it, but Matthew Perry was struggling with the addiction. And later on, the cast found out, the producer found out, they were all very helpful. He went into rehab many times, got cured for a few months, and then went back, relapsed into addiction. And it became so bad that it was year 2000. Interestingly, that year, the number one TV show was Friends, and the number one movie was The Whole Nine Yards. Both had Matthew Perry. So one would imagine that a person who's got all the success that you could think of, all the money, everything that you want, and he's struggling in his apartment, calling up doctors, organizing prescription drugs, taking truckloads of drugs. In fact, some of the pills that he took, imagine the extent of his addiction. You doctors would tell you that if you take one pill in a day, it is risky, right? He took 55 pills in a day, and it went on for months. And he had near death experiences many times during that 10-year period, and that struggle remained throughout his life. He has psychoanalyzed himself quite well in this book. So this the big terrible thing is he explains it very well in the book, that there was something which was missing in himself, and he was trying to fill that with drugs, with alcohol, with all these things. But he never led a normal life. Imagine living your life, 53 years of your life, struggling, feeling insecure. So a lot of times he came close to getting normal, got into a relationship, and then he had this fear that if a human being saw me the way I am, that person will no longer love me. So it's a very touching memoir because it really tells you that we as humans are always chasing things, success, money, fame, but none of this actually can fix something. If something is broken inside you, if there is a vacuum, there is an emptiness in your life, you cannot fill this with success and money. It might help you to some extent, yeah, it does, but uh, it cannot really cure you. So it is such a beautiful book. I would urge everyone to go out and buy it, read it. And interestingly, I was checking. Did anybody write it with him? Did and because most celebrities, when they write their own story, they collaborate with an established writer, but there is no co-writer. And now I know why. Because in the second part of his career, which is after the Friends, Matthew Perry was actually writing a lot of stuff. So that shows it's a very well written book. Um, I can't recommend it enough. There is so much I want to tell. I might do a second review, a more detailed review, especially for the fans of Friends, because there are so many inside jokes about Friends, so many things about Friends. Like for example, when they shot the last season and the last episode, Matthew Perry requested the producer that I should close the show. So if you watch the last episode of Friends and the last scene, you would have Matthew Perry closing the show. And lots of interesting behind the scenes trivia. So let me just tell you one, which is that in the season one and season two, Jennifer Aniston and Matthew Perry was clearly in love with Jennifer, and he made it very obvious to everyone on the set, including Jennifer. She was not comfortable, so there was a lot of awkwardness between Matthew Perry and Jennifer Aniston, and it carried on for at least first two seasons, and then things settled down. Also, not many people know that in the early part of his career, like in 95, 96, when he had become very famous thanks to Friends, he dated uh, Julia Roberts. And Julia Roberts was big star at that time because she had a huge hit, Pretty Woman. But and that's a very interesting story that he talks about how they got involved, how they started seeing each other, and how it ended. Also, that relationship was pre-internet and pre-social media and pre-mobile phones, so it's a very cute story. So yeah, the book alternates between a lot of interesting stuff, which you get to know about Friends and other movies that he worked on, and also about his struggles. So please go out, buy this book, you won't be disappointed. It's a book that I would recommend to everyone, and thank God that he wrote it before he died, because we wouldn't have known his story. I mean, I have learned so much from this one book. I can't tell you. This is like amazing. So I'm very impressed. You can see. So please buy it and read it, and do tell me in comments what you think of Friends and what you think of Matthew Perry. And I'll see you again soon. Thank you for watching my channel, and I'll keep bringing you more reviews of books which are published in the West, and I will review them from an Indian perspective. Thank you very much for watching this review, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you.